Hey guys, Colby here, back on the test server today to test out one very unique epic that is actually provided to everyone for free. We're going to go over to the daily login rewards all the way right here, day 240, and we have Grush the Mangler. This will be a showcase of him. We're going to start out with a very big damage dealing showcase, and then we'll end it up with the actual showcase of a more reasonable stats and everything for Grush the Mangler to actually really show what he's good for. Before we get on to that though, a quick word from today's sponsor. PUBG Mobile is one of the most popular free mobile battle royale games in the world with 50 million active daily players. The game has regular collaborations with the best IPs such as Jujutsu Kaisen, Evangelion, and the famous Amazon series The Boys to create amazing skins and customization options for your character and weapons. You can play the game solo, duo, or in a squad, and there's more than 10 other game modes that you can explore, such as the Weapon Master, the Arcade, and Sniper Training, and there's more coming in every single week. The Livic map offers many new features which I can't cover all in this integration ad, but I will cover the UTV, which is a powerful new vehicle that you can use, and even the worst drivers out there such as me within these games can actually drive the car around and handle the worst road conditions. And there's also the unique recall tower function where you can actually get your mates back into action if they've fallen throughout the fight. You can use the recall tower and get your mates a second chance. So what are you waiting for? Download PUBG Mobile right now using my link down below in the description and comments of the video. So getting things started, yes, Grush is a champion that you get very well into the end of your gaming in terms of getting experience in the game, knowledge about how to build a champion. You don't need all that really in 240 days of playing. Some people out there even get Lydia by that amount of time. It's not unusual to see that on free-to-play accounts. I did that on season 1 of my free-to-play journey. So Grush the Mangler, very easy to get this champion if you've been playing a while. 240 days. I built him up with the Savage for the first part of the showcase, but remember the actual showcase with more reasonable stuff will be at the end, and I'll explain why I'm doing the damage showcase at the start right now. With the Savage said 100% crit, 267 crit damage, and 5.3k defense. Although not that crazy, he's an epic. Remember, he has lower base defense, and of course his multipliers are not that high. I think a 3.6 and a 4 on his A3. But the reason that I'm showcasing the damage part first is because he has 2 AoE attacks. The A3, which also provides a heal to your team through a continuous heal buff, and the A2 skill, which also provides a decreased attack skill, which this is insane in dungeon situations, but can also be useful in other areas as well. And then in terms of his A1, it's just the leech that he can apply with a good chance, honestly, but still not what we're gonna be using this guy for at the start of the video. We even went Helm Smasher and the defense route. I'll show you the actual good masteries for him at the end for the more support route, which I'll explain again why I'm showcasing this. The Savage set first. So let's get started and see what he can do with that kind of gear. Remember his Spirit. So Spirit doesn't go that well on 6. I'm gonna go on 3 to showcase him. We're gonna see the big numbers here, and I wonder on how good that 4 multiplier is with that sort of gear on. So let's start with the A3. Boom, 72,000 health. Let's try the A2. Boom, 75 or so. And then we kind of have long cooldowns with 4 turns, so it's not that good for him as a champion to consider for clearing dungeons, because now he'll do the A1. He'll have another turn of the A1. And then on the next turn is when you'll have the A2 skill. Not very good for like clearing Nightmare. Let's say if you want to try something crazy in there with a continuous heal, the decreased attack. It's not that it's unthinkable to do that, but there's definitely other champions out there. Even Shield Guard and Uncommon can probably do that better. So let's go straight into the arena and showcase this. Currently, we don't have many with the defense on, so let's just go on to, I would say, Leela Fox, which has got that Death Knight, and then we'll try the Hell Hades team. So, getting things started, you need a defense up when you have a defense-based champion when you're nuking. We just want to see if he has enough damage to take out at least one of these tanky champions. So we remove the buffs, no defense down, by the way, no defense down. And we want to see, boom. Look at that. We almost took her down, but remember there was a reaction proc there, which probably messed things up in terms of damage. We're gonna reset there even with Kymar. Just lock them out completely. No chance for any action by them. Let's do the A2 next, just to see. Boom. We did 54k on that Sifi, and she still has the reaction. She didn't manage to get a turn. That's why she's not taking so much damage. So that was actually pretty solid. I'm actually surprised that he could do so much damage. Let's do the A3 to close it off. 38k. Very, very strong. Let's try the Duchess now with passive mitigation of damage through her passive. That is a very strong enemy to have against you in terms of AoE attacks. She really stops the team from doing anything. The good thing about Spirit Nukers, let's see Grush taking them out with the defense up. Ugh, that's gonna be tough. Let's do the A2 here. Wow. Wait, did he survive with 1 health? Like, really? Boom. The counterattack mastery there worked. We got our we got our revive there. We can't increase the cooldowns of Mithrala, obviously, because of how she works. But I wonder if we can do any damage here to get through the shields. No, we don't. I want to sleep that Duchess, which I should be able to do with the Sifi. Let's protect this guy from dying. Is this going to be like a very defensive part of the showcase? Try and sleep her. Boop. Yep. Sifi does wonders. Look at that. 40k. Like, against this team, you kind of need to go with the defense down. You can't really go with this kind of setup. Which is why that new champion Regash is so good, because he provides that as a defensive based nuker. So Grush is showcasing why he is he's just an epic, trying to do what legendaries do here as a nuker. But what I wanted to show is that he has this 2 very strong multiplier on his A3 skill, and having big AoE attacks on a free-to-play champions means you can do so much with him in a stun set, which is coming right up next for the showcase. I do have a good stun set that also provides a little bit of damage, and that will be like a very nice way to show off Grush in the sense of, okay, you understand you have high multipliers, trying to find a stun set to actually enable you to control a lot of targets. And that's where it really shines, in places like the Doom Tower, where control is something that you're looking for. You might not have it in terms of stuns, guaranteed freezes. The stun set provides that extra bit of RNG, where if you get some lucky stuns, you get through the content. And finally, she dies. So let's do a very quick showcase of damage through the Fire Knight 20. We're gonna do Fire Knight 20 with all right, let's have a look at what Grush can do here. Let's just put everything down. Defense down, weekend, poisons on ourselves. We really are trying to make him the strongest that he can be. So boom. And we want to see that A3 really compared to anything else. Let's do the A1. Boom. Look at that. 155k. And if that's not crazy, I don't know what is. 155k. Very, very strong. I know. I understand. Any champion can pretty much do it with all these buffs. So let's go and give him that stun set that I was talking about. So for the second part, we went with the stun set and speed. What you want to have is Grush taking multiple turns, as many turns as possible, so that he can rotate through those very strong skills. He has much higher accuracy now, still with 100% crit, 217 crit damage, but 4,000 defense compared to before, where we had over 5,000. What we want to do now is actually get his debuffs in use, and also utilize the damage potential that he can do to help the team both survive but also take down the enemies. So we change up a little bit the masteries as well. So for the masteries for Grush the Mangler, you don't need to go with Helm Smasher when you're doing a more supportive build. What you want to be doing is taking War Master for that additional damage, which also helps against bosses, if that is really what you're looking for, which I think is the best way to go. So you go down the route here as normally through the masteries, and taking War Master, since Grush is a single target champion. The AoEs are non multiple hitting AoEs, so the Giant Slayer doesn't really work for Grush the Mongler. Of course, you can go for the defense route, but because you're looking for those extra stats, extra little bit of accuracy, you're looking for control over anything else, I would highly suggest going in for this Evil Eye skill, going for Cycle of Magic, and also going for things like Sniper and Master Hexer. So the reason for Cycle of Magic is because over, let's say you're trying to push the Doom Tower, you're trying to get lucky with the stuns. Cycle of Magic also helps you reduce the cooldown of your AoE skills, which when you have those, your stuns will happen much better than the single target attack. So you get your AoE skills again, you do them, and hopefully the stun set works more often than not. And since he also provides buffs, you could argue that instead of Sniper, you can go for Lasting Gift. It's all up to you on how you feel confident with how your debuffs are landing. So Leech will have a higher chance with Sniper. This has a 100% chance to apply the decrease attack, so it's fine. It's really only if you're looking for this to be boosted. What this mastery will bring, the Lasting Gifts, is actually a boost to the duration of his continuous heals, which some might consider more important than applying the Leech. It all depends on your playstyle. The reason also for the 100% crit is because of this, which places an additional 7.5% continuous heal buff on allies if at least one enemy is hit with the critical hit, which is why I've been running him like that. Of course, the gear that I have is much better than before and much better than the average player out there. So you can look at this video and consider, okay, how can I get all that crit damage? You don't need to get all that. Go for the crit rate gloves instead of crit damage. Go for speed and accuracy so he can land those debuffs. And the high accuracy will be helpful for the Doom Tower, but you don't need 300 for stuff like Faction Wars or Dungeons, okay? So let's just finish this up. I think I'm going to go with the debuffs for extra bit of damage. Let's go with this one when he attacks with full HP. And this will basically make Grush the Mangler a much better both crowd control and support type champion. So we'll go again to Dungeons 20 just to showcase on what he can do. So now I'll just have these two champions in there for stage 20. Of course, your champions that you have available will vastly depend on how you will be running the dungeons. As I said, stun works great on Grush, and also another free-to-play champion, Syl, also has a lot of stuns. Both of them work very well together. They can make a team that is not that strong be much stronger because of the control they provide. So Syl will try to stun, even if she's weak affinity, she stunned one target. This guy will decrease the attack of enemies now with the A2 skill. Look at that, we even managed to get one stun, so we are already surviving a little bit more. Decreased attack, two stunned enemies. We have a revive from Syl, and then this guy also has a little bit of extra damage. There was another stun there. He also survives a little bit longer because he's defensive based. He can provide the continuous heal, look at that, because he crits. And also the Leech debuff also could come in handy if you got War Master on all your other champions to help them really control the situation. So this was Grush. Grush is such an amazing champion. He's very underappreciated, I would say, especially for Ogryn tribes. Not many people realize his value. Even though he's free, they don't consider the free champions to be something that you can use to progress through. One of the better Ogryn tribe epics, I would say, compared to everything else we have. Of course, Ugo, Skullcrusher, Maneater are fantastic, but I still think Grush is a hidden gem, really, for the Ogryn tribes. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.